Alright, welcome back guys to my Smackdown 4/20/2012 review. Just got done watching the show. I actually watched the show on YouTube earlier. I guess it's the international version or whatever, so that I can put the videos up a little bit earlier, and that way I can go out on Friday night and not have to do a Smackdown video right after Smackdown. So I do watch them earlier, and I noticed that this week the time at the bottom of the video, and I'm pretty sure it's the full version. After I watched, I checked the spoilers and everything was on the show, so I don't think anything's going to happen differently in the American version. It typically never does. It's only happened once where something was different. So for the most part it's always the same show, but this show was like 80 minutes tops. So I would and that's after I added up all the time. So I expect this show tonight on TV to be 40 minutes of commercials. That is ridiculous, as Booker T would say. So yeah, I'm glad I don't watch it on TV. Although I do end up watching it later, kind of. But anyway, that's besides the point. And I checked, just in case, I checked my DVR to see what it said for SmackDown, and it said Big Show and Sheamus team up in a tag match after wins from WrestleMania. So I'm like, what the hell? Maybe the DVR had a mess up and they have the wrong info for the show, but after watching the show, it makes sense. So the DVR kind of gives away the finish, or the last match. But the show starts off, Daniel Bryan comes out, he gets tons of yes chants. He says Sheamus didn't out-wrestle him, he hit him while he was distracted. He won't be distracted at Extreme Rules. He says he's going to beat Sheamus twice, and then no one can deny he should be champion. He says he's going to out-wrestle Sheamus. He starts another yes chant, and then AJ comes out. He tells her to go away, she refuses, and he asks if she's out there to distract him so Sheamus can run out and kick him in the face. Bryan says that AJ was just a problem, and she says, I'm just out here to wish you good luck, and he says that he wishes he never met her and wishes she was never born. He starts laughing and says he would never take her back and leaves. So AJ is supposed to have a match next. Natalya immediately comes out. She's wearing a cape for some reason now. AJ's just standing there like she's in a daze. Natalya goes to check on her, and AJ just goes off. She slaps her in the face, starts attacking her. Referee pulls her off, but she keeps going right back to her, so she gets disqualified. We get another Damien Sandow promo on how he's going to bring enlightenment to the WWE. I thought it was good. I like this guy. I like his promos, so this was good. Hunico with Camacho versus Brodus Clay. Brodus comes out. He says, cut my music. He starts asking where his little brother is. Hornswoggle comes out dressed as Brodus Clay. They dance around. Hunico pushes Hornswoggle. This pisses Brodus Clay off. He starts attacking Hunico, beats him up, hits the big splash, gets the win. And then after the match, Hornswoggle hits the tadpole splash off the top. They all dance around some more. Backstage, we see Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. They're making fun of Teddy Long for not bringing them to SmackDown. Laurinaitis comes up and says he couldn't believe that Teddy didn't sign these guys. He puts one of those big hats from the British Royal Guard on Teddy's head, and that was it. Then we see Matt Striker talking to Randy Orton. Orton says that his dad is going to be fine, and Kane's going to find out how sick and twisted he can be at Extreme Rules. We get a tag match with the Usos versus Titus O'Neil and Darren Young. One of the Usos dives over the rope, and I don't know if he landed on his arm or where he landed exactly, but it looked like he got hurt from this dive. And after this, the Titus O'Neil and Darren Young hit a double team maneuver like the old Hart Foundation, and they get the win. So they did beat the Usos, but I am starting to like the Usos more. So I think they have potential as a tag team. It's just there are no other tag teams for them to wrestle. That's the problem. Then we get a PSA from Jerichoholics Anonymous, and it's basically a recap of what Jericho's been doing to Punk. Del Rio versus The Big Show. I read online that the story angle is John Laurinaitis signed Del Rio to SmackDown, so Del Rio is back on SmackDown now. So they did kind of explain that. Del Rio works over the arm. Booker T starts to mention the dream he had where Cole died. Again, they put Big Show over as being too big for Del Rio's armbar. Rodriguez distracts the ref, and Cody hits Big Show with a disaster kick. So Del Rio gets the win. Afterwards, Big Show chases Cody. He runs away. That's just going to be another Extreme Rules match. Then we see Danny Lerman. He's a local British guy, and he says, I want to dedicate this match to my mom. Ryback comes out. Heath Slater and Drew McIntyre are watching backstage on a monitor. Ryback wins, of course. I do have to say, though, he seemed safer here tonight. I don't know if he came out there and saw just how tiny this jobber was, because this kid was very small. And I don't know if he went out there and saw this guy and felt sorry for him and just realized that, hey, if I do my normal moves of like clotheslining someone's head off, it could kill this guy. And that's why he was safer, or if someone's talked to him about it. But he did seem a lot safer tonight, and he won, of course. One of the funny things about this, though, was Booker T is like yelling tips out to the kid during the match. Like when Ryback has him up in the big slam move, Booker's like, hit the small package, kid. So that was pretty funny. And then they show the Lesnar promo video again. Backstage, we see Teddy Long. He's fully dressed like the British Royal Guard now. Regal comes up and tries to mess around with him, and then Oksana comes out, and she has with her Antonio, Claudio Castagnoli, and he's one half of the Kings of Wrestling. Been in FCW for a while. Awesome wrestler. And he's finally, I guess he's finally debuting. He's on the SmackDown show, so I assume he's on the show now. And apparently his gimmick is he's a rugby player. I don't really know about all that, but we'll have to see what they do with it. But I know the guy can wrestle, and that's really what I care about. So I know he's going to be good in the ring, and whatever they give him, I'm sure he can get it over, because he really is talented. So I guess Antonio is his name now. He's Oksana's boyfriend or something, I don't know. They go in Laurinaitis' office to talk, and Teddy is just standing there without saying anything, and Laurinaitis mentions something about Oksana's new boyfriend, and Teddy just has to stand there and take it. I thought it was pretty funny. We get the main event, which is Daniel Bryan, Mark Henry, and Cody Rhodes versus Sheamus, the Great Khali, and Orton. These tag matches are getting incredibly boring. Every week, it's the same thing. I mean, it is so boring to me. I don't care what they do. It's not that the match was bad, really. It's just, who cares? It's the same old stuff. They just throw these guys together. And these tag matches is just, oh my god, so pointless. So, before the match even starts, Cody Rhodes attacks the Great Khali before he can get in the ring and takes his knee out. All these officials come to check on him and take him out to the back. He's too hurt to wrestle. And then I'm thinking, well, this makes sense. I was wondering why Great Khali came out last. I mean, over Orton and Sheamus. And, well, this is why. So the Big Show comes out to be his replacement. And he WMDs Cody on the outside. Sheamus brogue kicks Mark Henry. And then he tags in Randy Orton. That didn't make any sense to me. He didn't go for a pin at all. He just brogue kicked him and then tagged out. While Mark Henry's head's on the rope, Big Show hits him with a WMD. And then when Mark Henry gets up from that, Randy Orton hits the RKO for the win. I guess they didn't really do anything to Daniel Bryan, so that's good. But Cody Rhodes just got knocked out, and Mark Henry got knocked out, but it took like all the other guys' finishers, I guess. So Not too bad of a main event, but the show was kind of average, maybe a little less than average. Didn't really do anything for me as far as the Daniel Bryan AJ thing they've been doing. Besides AJ going crazy on Natalya, nothing we haven't already seen. So that was kind of whatever. The main event, as I said before, these tag matches are meaningless and are boring as hell, in my opinion. Ryback squashed somebody. Brodus Clay squashed somebody. Darren Young and Titus O'Neil, two NXT guys, debuted. That's whatever. Del Rio versus Big Show. That was okay, I guess. And what else did we have? And Claudio debuted on SmackDown. That was probably the highlight for me. So that was it. That's my review of this week's SmackDown. Thought it was a in-the-middle show. Hope you guys liked the video. And I'm going to be back later with some more movie reviews. And then the next wrestling video is going to be Ring of Honor's TV show review Saturday night. So that's it. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on this week's SmackDown in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks to everybody who has subscribed. And that's it. So, thanks for watching. Bye.